Hello, and in today's video we're going to be talking about our regular cleaning routine for what we do for our guinea pigs. Now we've done this in a response to what Scotty's Animals has recently done on his channel, and we've seen some things that are actually really good in his video, but we've also seen a few things that we do a bit differently. So we wanted to let you know our opinion. Us being in the UK, we have different items that are available for cleaning and different products that we probably use to what he uses. So we're going to show you what we do, and then you can make up your own minds of what you want to do. We can take bits from his video, bits from our video. This is our cage after about a week of being set up. We have done a bit of spot cleaning in between, as we always do, but this is just to show you what it will look like after a week. Guinea pigs do poo a lot. They have the magic ability to turn 1 pound of food into 5 pounds of poo. Mr. Whipping molts like crazy. As you can see, all the hairs all over the black fleece, which probably wasn't the best idea, being that he's a white guinea pig. I'm surprised he's not a skinny pig with how much hair he loses. And then obviously there's the food leftovers that they like to leave, the crusty bits of the lettuce and obviously bits of corn and things like that that they've just left over. And you can see that there's a lot of poo everywhere. Anytime you see a cage on Instagram or TikTok where it's pristine, they've probably literally just cleaned their cage out and just put the guinea pigs back in. We've done that for when we do our photo shoots for product photography, where we're going to be putting new products on the website, but for the most part our cage will look something like this. Usually not quite as dirty as this, but this is getting ready for a full cage clean. This is the kind of level where we would normally start cleaning. Normally I'd just do a spot clean for this and sweep out the cage completely and make sure that everything's nice, probably change out the pee pads and whatnot. These items have been in for about a week, and they are brand new items, so you can see the absolute mess that they make. Now I will be doing a full clean of this cage, but I'm not going to show that on camera because we usually do that when we do his cage makeover videos, and I'll put a link to the playlist somewhere on screen now so you can see those if you want to check them out. What I will say is that I wouldn't ever leave a cage absolutely spotless. Like, I wouldn't go around sweeping up after them every 5 minutes, because it's not good for their immune system for them to be completely 100% clean. They need a little bit of dirt in their environment to help keep their immune system working properly and keep their immune system built against that. To do a final note on hay, there is really two ideal ways to do hay, either in a separate box like what we've got, or in a big pile on a pea pad, so it's easy to pick up. But we've found that in the box it is the best way that we've found, because it seems to eliminate that smell. We typically change the hay out every 2 to 3 days for best results. We will top up the hay every single day, sometimes even twice a day, depending on how much they're eating. Now, and what we've found is that guinea pigs will typically pee and poo the most where they're eating the most, and they typically eat more hay than anything. So when they're in this box eating the hay, that's where they will do most of their business. So it's ideal for keeping the mess down. And then the easy part is, all we have to do is pick up the box, and then we can just take this straight outside to our green bin, which is for garden waste, and it can just plonk straight in there. So as you saw when we did the pan over of the cage, you can see little bits of hay here, there and everywhere. It's not a lot. Like when you looked at the cages on Scotty's, the hay was in a big pile and it was completely covered the cage. Now if you're happy with that and you're happy to clean that, that's fine. But with us, we're always thinking about ease of cleaning, especially when I've got a disabled partner where we need it to be easier to access. So with these hay boxes, you could just slot them out and then take them to the garbage. So next up, I just want to talk a little bit about the brush that we use. And first things first, I would like to say, get yourself a little tote bag or something like it that you can store it in. This one's machine washable, so it makes it ideal for cleaning, because if you get any crumbs on your dustpan or your brush, it's not going to go everywhere and it's just going to be sealed in there, and then you can just chuck that in the washing machine. Next up, the type of brush that we use is a bamboo brush. It's got nice firm bristles, and but they're not too firm so it'll damage the fleece. So when you sweep it, it'll make sure it pulls up everything, and then you can just chuck them in the bag when you're done, and then that can be stored away. The other thing I'd like to say is that you do have to replace these once they get dirty after so long. I would suggest at least once a year, but maybe depending on how dirty your brush gets, you could do it like once every 6 months. These are £3 at the moment at B&M here in the UK. One thing I have seen people use is a vacuum cleaner to clean their fleece and the cages. Now, we wouldn't recommend it, because when we've tried it in the past, it's always got stuck to the fleece, and I'm worried about it damaging the fleece. It also doesn't seem to pick up very well on the fleece and in the cages like it does on the carpet. and also when we used ours, it seemed to clog up the filter with the debris, and that would then add the guinea pig smell to our vacuum cleaner. So when we was hoovering the living room or one of the other rooms, you get the dirty guinea pig smell all throughout the home. So unless you are using a separate vacuum cleaner, I wouldn't recommend it, and even then I still wouldn't recommend it because I don't think it picks up efficiently enough. Another product that you might want to invest in is this. It's called a Fur Viking. I got this off Amazon. I don't think it was too expensive, but I will put a link down in the description so you can check it out yourselves. And basically we use this to brush off the hair, because as I've said in the past, Mr. Whippy molts like crazy, and when you saw on the pan over, there is loads of hair everywhere, and even washing it doesn't really bring it out, but you rub this comb over it and it picks it up like you wouldn't believe. Show you a little something now, but I just want to let you know that we're a guinea pig shop. We do sell fleece items. I want to show you how we clean them. Now the reason why we started making fleece items is because we had bad experiences with fleece items that we bought in the past that weren't as good as we were hoping to be, and we thought that we could make something that would be better and would last. So I'm going to get in and I'm just going to show you how we clean the fleece pea pads and what we check for when we are cleaning them. Well, I'd like to talk a little bit about the pea pads, then give you a quick demonstration of how we clean it. Now, I would suggest that you check your pea pads every day. If you've got them from us, they will probably last about 2 to 3 days, but I would flip them when you clean them, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a moment. But if you've got from somewhere else that may be thinner than ours, they may need checking, and you may need to replace them once they've been soiled just once, because that's how thin that they are. I mean, we've had pea pads where there's just been 2 layers of fleece and nothing else in between, whereas ours have got 5 layers and all the core is really absorb, and then we've got the 2 layers of American U-wool on the outside to really wick that moisture away from the fleece. So what I would suggest that you do is you take the pea pad out, and as you can see, that's a bit soiled with fur and hay and a little bit of poo on there. Sweep that off and then just check it at touch. As you can see, that's only a little bit damp, and the other side still pretty clean and it still feels dry, so that's the side that I'll put back in. So then you just need to slot that back into the tunnel, and then that will be good for another day. You can see our pea pads aren't the same yellow as what is in as part of the set, and that's because we always recommend that you have multiple pea pads for every item that's going to use them. Now this will help the items last a lot longer. Like we like to change our cage every week, but there may be other reasons that you need the pea pads, like if you've got a sick guinea pig or you've had a guinea pig that's just got surgery, they may need to keep clean a lot more while they get better. So it's just always handy to have the extra amount of pea pads that you might need. One of the other things that I'd like to mention is about cleaning the cage once it's empty. We used to use the products that were listed, like from BFAR, that were called Guinea Pig Safe, and those antibacterial, and you used to spray it on and just give it a wipe down, and we thought that was good enough. But we found that our first 2 guinea pigs kept getting ringworm, and when I looked into it, I found out that that was a fungal infection, and so I started doing research into finding what I could use as a guinea pig safe fungal cleaner. Now the only thing that I found was vinegar, specifically white vinegar. So once we started using that, we did notice our guinea pigs stopped getting ringworm. So while it's not a cure, it is a preventative measure to help eliminate that, because white vinegar kills bacteria, viruses and fungal spores. The reason why I know this is because when I was in school and learned about the bubonic plague, they told us this because people in the past, when they was doing sales with other people, the salesman would come in, drop the products, and then they would pick the money out of a vat of vinegar, so that the money was sterile, so they wouldn't transmit the disease. White vinegar is a safe product, but what I would do personally is water it down to about 50%, so it's not quite so it doesn't smell anywhere near as strong, and then it will be good for the guinea pigs to go straight in after. What do we do with our soiled pea pads and the liners when we need to change them? Well, we recommend putting them in something that you can seal. Now at the moment we use trash bags or bin bags. We know it's not the most environmentally friendly thing, but it's the best thing that we found at the minute, because you could put them in and then you could knock them up. And the reason why you need something sealed is because they do stink, and if you have to leave them a few days before you can get to the laundry, then it will the smell will go through the entire house. Now, something that we're looking into in the future is getting some boxes like this one that we've got behind us, and then we can just chuck it in there, and this clips shut, so it should keep all the smell inside. And then once we've done the laundry and it's empty, it's easy then just to clean down because it's a nice plastic surface inside. Odour control with guinea pigs is something I am passionate about, because from what I've seen, it's a big reason why people get rid of their guinea pigs, because they just can't stand the smell. Now, guinea pigs themselves aren't smelly animals. Ours don't smell, and I don't think any do. What does smell is the pee and the poo, and typically when it goes on here, it starts to smell very horse manure, and I think that's the problem what people have. If they just put in a big pile and the peeing and pooing on it, it gets everywhere, and that smell really goes into everything. So that's why having the ability to seal your washing away is one thing. The other thing is about reducing that odour when you're doing the washing, like using the vinegar spray on the plastics just to get rid of that smell in there. And then if you've got a particularly odorous item of like your fleece, you can use a little bit of white vinegar in with the washing, and that will help wash that smell completely out of the fabric. As you've seen in this video, and as you probably know from your own experience, guinea pigs leave a lot of poo. So what do we do with that? Well, most people would just probably toss it in the bin or toss it in like the garden waste bin. We give it to my mum. She's an avid gardener, and she likes to use it in her compost because she says it makes her plants grow really, really well. And I'm going to put some shots in after this so you can see what her garden looks like using guinea pig manure to fertilise all the plants. This has been our daily cleaning routine. If you like this video, give us a like if you found it informative. If you've got any questions about what we do, or you've got any tips that we could use or that would be useful for other people, please leave them down in the comments below. We like to see those, and I'll respond to every one of them. And if you can, please consider subscribing, because that will really help us out, and you'll see more great content like this. This is going to be part of a series that we are going to do all about fleece care and why it's so good. So I've been Joe from Toffee Apple Studios, and I will see you next time.